global language diversity and the reports we received from UNESCO. As of 2014 October, the UNESCO said a language disappears approximately every 2 weeks. Now, when that happens, we are not just losing language, but we are losing perspective, we're losing knowledge, we're losing wisdom. And in that same 2014, they said more than 240 languages have become extinct. In 2016, we found out that around 50% of the world's languages are endangered. Now, for people who speak, for people who are Christians or have had to go into translation, read a document that was translated from its original language, you discover that in the original language, there's a depth that is there that is not found in this translated language. Now, that is what happens when languages are endangered and we lose them eventually. We lose the depth of those languages, we lose the value of those languages, we lose the wisdom that are in those languages. In 2022, the UNESCO said to us that 1,500 languages could disappear by the end of this century if current trends continue. Now, why does diversity matter? Just as ecosystems become weaker when species disappear, humanity becomes poorer when languages disappear. And when we say humanity is becoming poorer, we're losing variety, we're losing uniqueness, and all of that. At Utrecht University, in October, there's a critical pathways fellowship that is going to be holding where we're going to be spotlighting the invisible vices that are not being talked about globally. And one of the major things we're going to be speaking about is climate solutions that are being hidden in language, that are not being seen and are not being practiced. Opportunity and risk. What are the opportunities and risks that globalization brings for us? One major question I would pose to every one of us is what happens when everyone is encouraged to sound the same, think the same way? What is going to happen to us? How are we all going to begin to sound? We're going to be moving in circles. I have a presentation here that is representing a circle that we are going to be going around by the time every single one of us is speaking based on what we are taught in classrooms and leaving behind our identity. Culture is a leadership asset. Many young leaders hide parts of themselves. The strongest leaders bring something unique, not something copied. We would keep on having copied stuff until we start bringing in our depth, our identity, our cultures into global conversations. Now, Nelson Mandela again said something. He used cultural identity as a source of strength. He's one case study that we would all accept around the world. He said innovation often emerges when local wisdom meets global opportunity. Now,
Sorry to
many
interject. You
young
have
people
just 2
never
minutes
move
left.
beyond representation. If we are being invited, we get to represent. When you are being heard, you get to participate. Now, what happens when we are not heard? When our identities are not coming in, there is no participation. So for the Hindi person who is not being heard, he doesn't have the opportunity to participate. And what happens when we are able to bring in influence? After we participate, influence happens, and that helps to shape decisions. And when there is inclusive decision making, you know that that covers for everyone. What can young leaders like you and I do in order to ensure this happens? We need to learn our history. We need to document our stories. We need to stay culturally grounded. What are the unique practices of people from your side? What are the unique practices? What makes your language unique? We need to become translators between worlds. As we make LinkedIn posts, as we come on global platforms like this, we must bring in our culture, we must bring in our uniqueness, and we must speak with it. And from that perspective, we do not have to choose between being local and being global when we can be both. Now, what must institutions do? Institutions like MAI Global
Thank you very much. Time up. Time up. Though I was enjoying the presentation, I didn't want
when
you
I go to
to.
Nigeria, I only have 3 options. It's either Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa. There's no provision for languages, minority languages. Now,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that powerful presentation, Janice, Ishaku. I believe we've all learned a lot from that. Quickly, we're going to be proceeding to the breakout session.
So
where
inclusion is not asking people to enter the room. Inclusion is ensuring they can contribute once they arrive. The future requires not one language, not one culture, not
Please, can you hear me?
but many voices working together. The challenge is not deciding whether.
Hello, Janice, can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I said time up, time up.
It's okay, thank you. I'm just
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was a wonderful presentation. It was really a wonderful presentation. Thank you. So we'll be expecting. I think you said you were going to be sending the PowerPoints in the group, if I heard you correctly. So please, if you can do that much.
I'm sharing the slide right.
All right. If you can send that across much later, that would be greatly appreciated. But because of time, we'll have to be going to the next on our list, which is the breakout session. Here, I'm going to be moderating the main room, while the other room will be moderated by Elizabeth, I think. And so please, the admin, if you can help us with the break room now, with the breakout rooms, please help us do that. And if you know you are for the breakout room, you're a panelist and you're for the breakout room, please, once it pops up, okay, I can see it on my screen, room 1. So if you know that you are for room 1, then you can join the room 1. But if you know you are for this, if you are a panelist for this main session, which is the main room, you don't need to join the room 1. All right. So I'll give us a few seconds to do that. Okay. Please, if you are here with us in this main room, please, can I see your thumb up so I know you are with us while we begin with the questions? If you are here with us, please just indicate. Let's know if you're with us in the main room. If you're with us in the main room, I don't know if you can hear me. You can just go to the chat room and just write I'm here, so that I know you're with us. Because I'm going to be proceeding to the questions right away to our panelists. We have about 4 panelists for this very session. Thank you. I can see Magdalene Ologun. Thank you. Kotrida Atanas Mwenda. Okay, these are the only 2 persons that are indicating that they are in this room. Please, if you know you are still in this room, please let's know you're here. We have about 4 panelists. Thank you. I can see one of our panelists there. All right, we have about 4 panelists for this very group or this very session. One of the panelists is the person of Odhiambo Dola Kabari, Youth Representative Kenya. Then we have, please pardon me, Fikertemariam Terefe, BDU Chapter President, True Culture University, Ethiopia. Then we have another panelist, Sana Noor, Youth Representative, Afghanistan. Then we have another panelist, Morgan Gisela, Youth Representative, Dominican Republic. All right, so I'll be beginning with the first question here. And my first question will be going to Fikertemariam Terefe. Sorry, pardon me if I couldn't pronounce it properly. So my first question will be going to him. And that will be question 1. Now, the question goes like this. How does the dominance of certain languages in global development spaces silence young leaders whose mother tongue is not represented? And what can we do to change this? Please, if you are there, Terefe, please kindly respond to this question. How does the dominance of certain languages in global development spaces silence young leaders whose mother tongue is not represented? And what can we do to change this?
Thank you so much, Dr. Assis Johnson. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Fikertemariam. I know it's quite long, and I am currently the chapter president of Aure University at True Culture University. It's a Pan-African Union collegiate platform. So let me address the question. So language influences like who participates, who leads, and whose ideas are heard. Language is a basic and powerful tool, and many young leaders still now are struggle to express themselves like fully in dominant languages. This is the reality like we are facing right now. So valuable local languages and lived experiences can be like overlooked. Okay, so these shared languages facilitate global collaboration and communication, and international institutions often rely on a few languages for efficiency, as we know. So inclusion should not be like required of blending one's identity. Multilingualism is a matter of justice, not simply like convenience. So what should we done like to address this? So we have to invest in translation and interpretation. We have to promote multilingual events and documentation so that every young people can be part of the innovation. And we should support content creation in local languages. And we have to utilize AI and digital tools for accessibility. And we should recognize indigenous and local knowledge, which promotes innovation and other solutions for the world. And the dominance of English and few other international languages like often creates invisible barriers. Okay, those creates invisible barriers for peoples for who not speak those languages. So we should do that. At least for many young leaders, the challenge is going beyond translation. It influences confidence, it influences participation, access to opportunities, and the ability to communicate ideas like with the same depth as native speakers. So valuable indigenous knowledge in local innovations and community perspectives are frequently like overlooked because they are not expressed in globally dominant languages. So we should really work on AI utilization to interpret different languages in our language. As an African, we need this because we should promote our many young leaders, many young peoples are facing barriers. They can't even express their problems, okay, just because of the language. They can't be part of the solution because of the language barrier. So we should promote their native language. We should promote their local knowledge. We should do that. So this is the solution that I offer. Thank you so much.
Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right. Away from that, I'm going to be asking the next question. I don't know which of the panelists is with us now. I'll be calling on Odhiambo Dola Kabari. Odhiambo Dola Kabari, are you with us, please? I have a question for you. If you are with us, can you indicate, please? Okay, if you're not there, is Sana Noor with us? Sana Noor, are you with us, please? All right. Is Morgan Gisela with us? The Youth Representative, Dominican Republic. Are you with us? Morgan Gisela? You're not with us. Okay, it seems Terefe, since I'm going to be asking you more of the questions here tonight, I hope you don't mind, because I can't see the others here. All right. My second question goes like this. In what ways can cultural identity be a source of strength and strategic advantage for young leaders navigating global platforms? In what ways can cultural identity be a source of strength and strategic advantage for young leaders navigating global platforms? Terefe, if you are with us, please
Okay,
throw some light
nice.
on that. Thank you.
Okay. So cultural identity can be a source of strength and strategic advantage, of course, for young leaders in navigating global platforms, you know. So we should see like culture is the basement of identity, okay? So culture shapes values, perspectives, and leadership styles in every nation. And this authenticity builds trust and credibility. So culture, we should see like culture as innovation, you know. So diverse experiences, diverse norms generate creative solution for the gap that we had, for any problem that we had. Indigenous and local knowledge provide valuable insights on this. And those indigenous and local knowledge are the basements for modernization and modern solutions. So we should promote culture. We should support culture. And many young leaders feel, you know, compelled to adapt, you know, dominant norms. Of course, this is the biggest issue. And success shouldn't be like required for cultural assimilation. I believe this. And what are those strategic advantages? Of course, there are so many strategic advantages. The first one is strong storytelling and advocacy. Okay, so the second one is community trust and community trust. Yeah, because this is one of the strategic advantage that the culture has, and unique perspectives and problem solving approaches. This is one of the advantage. Resilience and adaptability. This is also one of the advantages. So culture is not a barrier to global leadership, okay? It is a source of wisdom, innovation, and authenticity. This is how we build our system of revolution. Culture should be promoted in every nation. And we should be proud of our culture. We should be proud of like who we are. And if we can support our culture, we can bring a lot of wisdom to a modern world. And even if you see in it might be traditional medicine, it might be other different traditional things, we can use them for good, you know. We should promote our culture. And we do have a lot of leadership styles, right? They are commonly based on our culture. And culture is the source of everything, and we have to turn it to modern system. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I would, anyway, I have a comment on that, but I'll just ask one more question. All right. I'll be asking one more if you don't mind. What responsibility do international organizations and development institutions bear in creating multilingual and culturally responsive spaces for youth engagement? I'll take it again. What responsibility do international organizations and development institutions bear in creating multilingual and culturally responsive spaces for youth engagement? I don't know if any of the
Thank you.
panelists
This
is
is
here
really a
now.
nice
Besides,
question that should be addressed. Okay.
yeah, do we have any of the panelists besides Terefe?
Oh, okay.
Any of the panelists in the house for this session? All right, please, you can go ahead.
Oh, thank you again. So I believe that there are, of course, responsibilities of an institution. The first one is provide interpretation and translation services, and they should decentralize decision making. They should, they have to make young people as part of decision making, and they must ensure diverse representation of every youngster, and they should value multiple knowledge systems, and of course they have to move beyond symbolic inclusion, okay, towards meaningful participation. We young peoples need our voice, not only our voice to be heard, but to be valued and integrated to policy systems. Okay, this international organizations, they influence agendas. Okay, they influence funding and opportunities. Their structure determine who has a voice. Okay, we should they have really a big role. And what are these existing structural barriers? The first one is language requirements. The second one is like Western centric approach, most of them, of course, and limited representation and decision making power for youngsters. And they have like a symbolic use participation and use inclusiveness. This is like the barriers. And what should be like the practical perspectives? The first one is like multilingualism. Yeah, this one, and it requires resources and investments. Promoting and advocating for multilingualism requires resource and a big investment, and it should be taken as a serious matter. And also, inclusion involves, of course, costs, but exclusion has greater consequences. So we should work on inclusions. And, users should not like adapt to systems that exclude them. The systems should evolve to embrace diversity. And we young peoples like should promote systems that makes us feel included, also a part of it. Thank you so much.
Wow. All right. That's great. Thank you. Now, one last question before I make some comments to some of the brilliant submissions that you made. All right. One last question, and this one is very, very key. This is more like a practical question. How can young people from diverse cultural backgrounds build genuine solidarity across difference? Okay, build solidarity, genuine solidarity across differences without erasing or minimizing what makes each community unique. How can young people from diverse cultural backgrounds build genuine solidarity across differences without erasing or minimizing what makes each community unique?
Can I proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay. This is really a lovely question because True Culture University, as I told you earlier, it's a Pan-African Colgate platform which works on students all over Africa and all over the world. We gather those young peoples into one platform, and we are working to promote on different tracks: business, tech, and other art tracks. So we are here. We gathered on True Culture University to promote like our culture, to promote our knowledge, and to address the question exactly. I believe that for as a young leader by myself, we should celebrate diverse identities. We should celebrate, of course. This is what makes us proud, and what makes us who we are. And we should build partnership like built on mutual respect. This is the basic thing. We are here, brothers and sisters. We should respect each other, and we should learn from different world views. We should be open-minded and open to learn different perspectives, different cultures, different norms, so that we can evolve time to time we can get a new experience, we can learn different things. This is how we learn and grow, and this is a way to shape and to widen our horizons and to get a lot more knowledge. And we should promote collaboration without assimilation, of course. This is the main thing. The key perspective on this is like diversity strengths like collective action. Of course, everybody from different background comes with different experience, comes with different knowledge, and this is the pillar to build something big and something that can be a solution for different problems. Okay, unity and difference can coexist. Okay, it doesn't matter. Unity and difference can exist, and it creates a beautiful result. And also, shared goals do not require like identical experiences. Shared, so that we can be different. We can be like as yeah, we all have different perspective, different background, different norm, different culture. It doesn't matter as long as we have different one shared goals. And we should respect the difference between like different cultural backgrounds. So we should listen each other with humility. We should embrace curiosity and empathy, and we should challenge stereotypes and biases. Okay, we should spaces for intercultural dialogue. And true solidarity is not like about becoming the same. It's about standing together while honoring our difference. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was a very beautiful one. Well, just to highlight some of the things that you've said so far, there's one of the things you said that really caught my attention. You said that young people, should be made part of decision making. Like, young people should be allowed, should be given a voice, and young people don't want their voice to be heard just to be heard, but they want their voices to be valued, and that is true. But the challenge is living, especially in this part of the world, in Africa. We live, in countries, in nations where the voices of the young ones are not valued, and that is one of the critical challenge we have, here. But I don't think it's the same in the Western world. But I also believe that gradually we are getting there. We're getting there with platforms like these, orientations like this, information like this, and I believe that we'll get there. And again, you also highlighted that the system, should evolve to impress the diversity, which is also very key. And you also made mention that we should learn to listen to each other with humility, and this is also very, very key. And when the speaker was delivering her note, she made mention of humanity becomes poorer when language disappears, and that is a very strong one, because language is what unites us all, and language can also be a tool of division. And so far so good. I would say that this session has been very awesome, and I appreciate how you delivered your presentation, that is to the speaker now and the panelists, and how you responded to the questions, even though I don't think you were prepared for all the questions, but you did justice to them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I think that'll be all now, and we'll all be okay. Thank you, thank you. We'll be going to the general session now. Then, for those who have questions, the general question and answer segment, you can just put your questions in the chat room, and so that I can read them out. Thank you.
Yes.
If you have questions that you need to ask, just put them in the chat room so I can read them out.
Okay. If you have a time, let me add something as a closing remark.
Yes, I think we're supposed to be running off in the next 5 minutes based on.
Okay.
Yes, I think so. Supposed to be in the next 5 minutes. We should be rounding off. The breakout session is supposed to end by, in the next 5 minutes. That's 8:55. because I saw in the chat group that we should be rounding off, I think, in 2 minutes. Yeah, recording will stop in 2 minutes. You can re-invite to continue recording. Okay. So please, if anyone have any questions that you would like to ask the speaker or the panelist, please, you can just put them in the chat room so I can read them out. Thank you. All right. I was going to ask Terefe, you didn't put on your video, and even the speaker. Okay, yeah, I think the speaker said that one of our device was having some issues. It would have been nice that your video was on. Why it's still not bad. If you can still put on your video, it's good. We see ourselves. Please, any question from the general group? If you are still with us, yeah, I would just like you to respond and let me know you are still with us. If you are still with us in this session, if you can hear me, you're still with us, can you just say I'm here? Just write in the group. Let me see. Let me see how many persons are following. Okay, thank you. I think this Kotrida Atanas Moenda is here with us. OS is here with us. All right. Is the speaker still with us? The speaker that addressed us? I know that she had a lot to say, but because of time, we just had to. Is Janice still here? Janice Ishaku, are you still with us? Janice, are you still with us, please? Okay. Oh, thank you. Sebastian. Okay, Sebastian is here. Please, if you have any question. Okay, I think I'm seeing a question here. If language, okay. I have a question here. If language, culture, and identity are sources of strength, why do they sometimes become sources of division? That is one. Then two, what lessons can young leaders learn from recent xenophobic tensions in South Africa and elsewhere to build societies where people can preserve their identity without rejecting the identities of others? The first one is, if language, culture, and identity are sources of strength, why do they sometimes become sources of division? Yes, please. Can you respond to that, Terefe?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So the question is, if language is a source of strength and identity, why does it can become a source of division, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, nice. So, language, of course, carry history, culture, values, and collective memory, of course. And it strengthens community ties and preserves heritage. But, the problem is how we approach it, I guess. And, you know, um, this difference become like the diversity viewed as a trait rather than an asset. It's our perspective, and it's a lack of intercultural understanding, I guess. And it's inclusive policies can deepen this mistrust. The policies and our perspective on intracultural understanding are the basics on this. And those policies really should be revised, I guess. And how can we turn those languages to be the bridge instead of barrier? You know, we should promote multilingual education and dialogue, and we have to ensure equal opportunities, you know, regardless of language background. Okay, so language basically do not divide people, or they do not bring exclusion or inequality and intolerance. So we should encourage mutual respect and intercultural understanding. So to promote our intercultural understanding, we should read, we should ask open-minded peoples, and we should be collaborate with. Also, we have to copy some strategies from Western countries. Also, okay, we have to learn how they manage different peoples from different background, different culture, so that we can teach ourselves to respect those language, and we can make them as an asset. Okay, they shouldn't be something that makes a division, I guess.
All right, thank you. And to add to what you've said, I think it's a basic challenge of understanding. And again, too, some persons believe their language is more superior to the other. And you know, when you begin to have that, that is why when you made mention of you know, humility in learning, humility, you know, that's very key, because no language is more superior to the other. But when you begin to have that superiority complex, definitely there's going to be challenge. There's going to be a challenge. And so please, to respond to the next question, I believe we should have the other panelists here from the break room session. So this is generally to any of the panelists that can respond to this. All right. What lessons can young leaders learn from recent xenophobic tensions in South Africa and elsewhere to build societies where people can preserve their identity without rejecting the identities of others? So please, I'd like any of the panelists to respond now. I think we have some other panelists, Amolakh Das, Oluwa Tadi Elizabeth, Ibukunlowa, and the rest. So anyone can respond to this, please. Okay, time up. All right, time up. Thank you so very much for this opportunity. I want to appreciate the MAI Foundation for this opportunity to moderate this session. It's been very awesome. And I also want to appreciate the speakers, the panelists, for your contribution. It's been a very, very awesome evening, and I've learned a lot personally. I believe that we've all gained a lot from this conference. Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you so much for that amazing session. So thank you to every single person that joined in. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our day one. It's been exciting to just hear the different perspectives, the different voices, as well as just see the different countries that have been represented in today's sessions. It's really been an honor to have each and every one of you. Shout out to the legends that have been here since session one all the way up till now. It's really been an honor having you here. So thank you so much for coming. We continue with day two tomorrow, same time, that's 14 hours UTC, with our next sessions. So once again, thank you so much. This meeting would not be as it is without you being present, and looking forward to seeing some of the things that have been discussed in the various sessions being implemented in our different organizations. And hopefully some of these sessions have also inspired you to start either researching into new areas, or maybe thinking of ideas of implementing certain things. So looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow, same time, same platform. The link that we sent to you via mail is the same link that we'll be using in tomorrow's meeting. So please do note that the link that we are currently using for today is the same that we will use tomorrow, and the sessions will flow just as they've been flowing today. So have a good day, or a good morning, or a good afternoon, depending on where you're viewing us from. And I believe we can even take this opportunity to just drop our LinkedIn profiles in the chats. Feel free to connect with each other in the chats if you haven't yet done so. Thank you so much for coming once again, and enjoy the rest of your day. So have a good night, everyone, from me, and on behalf of the May Foundation, thank you.